Minecraft is the most video game of all time. You can literally go anywhere and do anything, whether that's looting a desert temple, killing the Ender Dragon, or downloading a poop mod.
Alright, just gotta clean these toilets and then I can go home for the day. What the f? There's everywhere!
Minecraft has stood the test of time in relevancy and being a overall good game. So, why do they keep doing these stupid mob votes? I can give you 1,000 reasons of why mob votes are bad, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. In 2017, Minecraft was kind of dying, so to promote that year's Minecraft Live showcase, they had Minecraft lead developer Jens introduce 4 potentially new mobs. You see, the mobs were called mobs A, B, C, and D. A is a fish thing that uses its tongue to take you to its basement, also known as the bottom of the ocean. B is a flying mob that attacks you if you don't sleep. C looks like a trapinch and hides underground. It eats dropped items and can be used for enchanting and disenchanting them. And D is a blaze with shields. People would have the opportunity to vote for one of these 4 mobs to be potentially added into the game. However, all of the losing mobs would be scrapped permanently. First of all, scrapping 3 mobs forever just because they lost a random vote? Why? If you check the comments of all the announcement videos, everyone wants these mobs added. If there's a demand for these mobs, why doesn't Mojang at least try adding them instead of casting them off into the void? Especially since all of these mobs would genuinely make the game more fun. Like, come on. A blaze with shields sounds pretty awesome to me. Like, look at it. It's a blaze with shields. A blaze with shields! Also, keep in mind that this vote took place before some of the recent major updates, such as the aquatic, nether, and village and pillage updates. So the oceans were empty bodies of nothingness, the nether was super boring, and you couldn't disenchant items. So with that context in mind, and also the fact that 3 of these mobs would add cool new things into the game, this thing won. The Phantom is a popular mob, so popular in fact that everyone hates it. It's a giant threat to you when starting off a world, and a nuisance once you get good gear. When you don't sleep, phantoms can spawn at night and fly around you and swoop down and attack you. The reason everyone hates them is because it's kind of hard to hit something that quickly and frequently swoops down at you and flies away. Now, I kind of like the Phantom because they are one of the only challenging things to fight in the game, and you can also argue that it encourages you to sleep, but you can also say that about every other hostile mob that spawns at night. However, even though I like it, I can't say that it was the most deserving to win. The item it drops, Phantom Membranes, are kind of useless. All they do is fix elytras, like that's it. At least do something useful, like pay my mortgage, am I right? Honestly, the main reason people voted for the Phantom was because it would be the first flying overworld mob and actually one of the only mobs that can fly in the whole game. But if people had a better understanding of how the Phantom would, actually work, there is no way it would have won. Vagueness is kind of a problem with all the mob votes because every presentation basically boils down to, hey, wouldn't it be cool if a fox was added into the game? Its features are being a fox, by the way. And you have to go off of that little bit of information to choose what to vote for. It's just a little dumb to force the whole community to choose something to be added when Mojang can just develop their own game. They often follow their own path with game design anyway, so it's just weird they keep doing these mob votes that just seem to make the community torn and unhappy. When they did the nether update, people wanted nether boats made out of the new nether trees to travel the lava lakes. So Mojang did exactly what the people wanted and made this. The Strider came out of left field and is way more cool than if they just made another boat. Like, you can put a saddle on it, and it walks on lava. So why can't Mojang just choose what they want their game to look like? I don't think Little Timmy is better at deciding gameplay features than the people actually making the game. But for some reason, Mojang just keeps doing these mob votes. The 2020 mob vote is notorious for being the 2020 mob vote. This vote saw 3 mobs from Minecraft spin-offs having the opportunity to be added to the real game. There's the Moo Bloom, which is a cow with flowers on it. It would bring a new flower to the game and allow bees to use its back for pollen, and also be the first flower biome exclusive mob. People called it Piss Cow. There's also the Iceologer, which is a mob that spawns on mountains and attacks you with giant clouds of ice. People called it the Chillager. Then there is the Glow Squid. No one could come up with a funny name for this one. The winner was the Glow Squid, but there was a lot of controversy with this vote because it was unclear if the Glow Squid would be a movable light source or not. It turned out it wasn't and is just neon like Enderman eyes. The trailer also made it seem like the Glow Squid could hypnotize you, which was not actually a feature of the Glow Squid, but it made people think the Glow Squid could actually do that. So, since the Glow Squid was presented so unclearly, people voted for it thinking it was more than what it really is. A retextured squid. There was also famous Minecraft YouTuber Dream, who kept telling his fans to vote for the Glow Squid and even promised to follow people if they proved they voted for it. Thanks, Dream. Since the mob vote is always a Twitter poll, people who never played Minecraft can vote for it and even vote on multiple accounts. And Minecraft fans without Twitters just can't vote. Oopsie. Hope everyone who plays Minecraft is at least 13 so they can have Twitter. The vote also only occurs during Minecraft Live, so people in time zones that don't line up with being awake during that time, or are just busy, don't count as people to Mojang. Wow, this sounds like it sucks. But luckily the 2020 mob vote losers weren't scrapped permanently. They were just put back in the idea pile to be used later. So basically we'll never see them again. The following year's mob vote was actually a lot better. All the mobs in 2020 were way too different from each other and appealed to completely different parts of the Minecraft community. Like one hostile mob, one decorative mob, and one that does nothing. Clearly this was a setup to divide people. So this time around, there are 3 different mobs that all help the player in some way. The glare tells you when it's dark, the allay picks up items and brings them to you, and the copper golem pushes buttons. The winner this time was the glare. Just kidding, the worst one didn't win this time. The allay won. I've never once seen an allay in the game, but hey, it won. However, it was thought that they would duplicate items, which wasn't true. The options were still presented very vaguely, so it was just unclear what they actually do. Like, they are meant to be vague. Mojang is basically pitching these mobs to the whole community, which is weird because Yen said he wanted the allay to win because it's a huge part of Minecraft Legends and would promote the game.
We thought a lot about it and included in the last year's mob vote, and thankfully the community voted for that one.
But instead of adding it to the game, the arbitrary vote had to decide if it could be added. Also, side note, I wish the copper golem won. It looks cool and gives copper an actual purpose. The following year, Mojang decided to make all the options really bad. The rascal gives you an item if you find it 3 times. The tough golem holds something and walks around with it. No, that's actually all it does. And the sniffer, which is an ancient mob that hatches out of an egg and finds prehistoric plants in the ground. 1. Like, the sniffer is the only one that actually does stuff, so of course it won. It seems like they made all the mobs super useless so that people wouldn't care if the losing mobs got removed forever. It didn't work. People argue on Twitter every year about the mob vote, like, People take these super seriously, more seriously than voting for actual elections. At least this year, they finally moved the vote off of Twitter and onto the actual Minecraft launcher, so the actual people who play the game can vote this time. But how do I propose they solve the mob vote situation? Mojang has tried everything from making all the options good to all of them being really bad. Well, Mojang unknowingly already did. They literally solved this problem like 5 years ago. In 2018 and 2019, Mojang did biome votes instead of mob votes, where 3 existing biomes were proposed to be updated. So what was different about these votes? The vote didn't decide what was added to the game. It just decided the order they were added. So no ideas would be wasted and everyone can rest knowing everything will be added eventually. Letting the community vote for the order of additions is way better than having them decide additions themselves. The people developing a game have a vision for the game, a vision that random 10-year-olds don't know. So Mojang, develop your own game. Clearly they want to add a golem that looks like this into the game. Like, if they didn't, they wouldn't have had it in the past 2 votes. So, do it? The mob vote is just a reason to trick people to watch Minecraft Live anyway. So if they have to do it, just make it so everything gets added. It's a win-win.